Coming at you full-fledged, it's your boy Rage Man Reg with another video for y'all, man. Welcome, YouTube. We are in the thick of the NBA offseason with a month and a half or so left. And I wanted to follow up on a story that has came and went. Of course, a lot of players added another Olympic gold medal. Or added their first ever Olympic gold medal to their resumes. In the case of this video, the chef cooked up himself a couple classic performances to secure the win against France for Team USA. Following the win, as expected, the media compared him to Magic Johnson in an all-time context. Now, despite the fact that I believe that Oscar Robertson is the second greatest point guard ever, Stephen Curry, when it's all said and done, is going to be one of the most accomplished players at that position. Now let me say, over Oscar Robertson, let me digress real quick. Oscar Robertson averaged 30 points at least 4 times in his career, was the pioneer of the triple-double at the point guard position in the big man's game at that time. Couldn't really win no regular season awards because literally at that time, Wilt and Bill Russell was only winning finals MVPs and making it to the finals. And when he finally initiated free agency, that's another part of his career. I went into that. I'm going to drop that link in my video too, comparing LeBron James to Oscar Robertson. I'm going to put that in the link in the description. When he finally got to a contending team, again, I did a video on the 1971 Bucks, the most championship-ready team ever, with two first-round picks of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bob Dedrick and John McLaughlin. He won a championship on the top 10 all-time team. They won 66 games, and he retired. He was contending until he retired. He retired in the finals in 1974, losing to the Boston Celtics. So a lot of people who don't know that is just going to skim over it. But like I said, Curry is going to be one of the more accomplished on every facet to play that position. We know his rep, 4-time champ, finals MVP, 2-time regular season MVP, one being a unanimous decision, the first ever and only to this day, 2016 steals champion, 2-time scoring champion, and so forth. However, even if he was to match Magic in ring count, it's other aspects to the game where I can't objectively put Curry over Magic. And we're going to start just on accomplishments. While Curry has 2 MVPs for several reasons. The first was because his gravity and impact on the game in the little time he was playing. Then in 2016, he turned up, followed up on that, averaged 6.3 more points, shooting 50, 40, 90 splits. That's the first and only time that's ever happened. Somebody averaging 30 on 50, 40, 90 splits as a guard. Leading the league in steals, that's on both ends, and winning 73 games. The DJ, on the other end, won 3 MVPs in 4 years. With and without the second or first best player, depending on who you ask. You can somewhat contribute Curry not winning more MVPs due to the media bias resulting in the Warriors offsetting the Cleveland Cavaliers super team, but I wouldn't down that hill. We acknowledge that the union of the 2017 through 2019 Warriors was mutually beneficial. In those finals, though, the visitor was given the keys. In the first finals, the visitor was given the keys awesomely. But in that second, the visitor had to take over when Curry couldn't. The Showtime Lakers won 5 championships in the 1980s. Only 2 of those finals MVPs went to someone not named Magic Johnson. Not to mention what he did in his first NBA finals compared to the beginning of his career. Now, it's a big give or take on who you think the better defender is, because both are elite pickpocketers, quiet as kept. A lot of people just think they are offense. They defenders as well. Now, the power of your point guard. We know the babyface assassin isn't the typical floor general, which has made him a top 75 player. Because of that, I have to judge him on the standard he set, as well as the standard other point guards set before him. Putting up 40.8% from the three-point line in a career, for his career, I'm sure he has all the conversion records. At that same time, because of that, he's never led the league in three-point percentage. Some of those seasons, he averaged over 40% from 3, was before he became who he is now. So he wasn't averaging as many attempts. And a bit after that, once he's still averaging 40 now, once the league has caught up, averaging at least over 40 every season, each and every season, while the league has caught up to the Warriors' play. Magic in a league with another wizard in Isaiah Thomas and all-time passer John Stockton won 4 assist titles, has the all-time playoff passing record, and has the all-time assists average in an abbreviated career. This transitions into my main point. Magic Johnson's leadership is the reason the Lakers won at least 60 games 6 times during his tenure. He let Worthy cook in 1987 to take home his finals MVP. Johnson got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar open at his old age in 1985 to take home his second, and he only has 2 finals MVPs. For as much as Curry doesn't get looked at for it, he's just as responsible for the titles he doesn't have as Draymond Green. Look at it this way. Good cop, bad cop. Yeah, I've heard that before related to them. For you to not put your foot down after Draymond did what he did publicly to Kevin Durant, that means you were complicit in it to some extent. Y'all started to take advantage of KD, and y'all lost respect for him. And look where the Warriors are now. Let me add more substance to this. I'm not trying to sound like a hater. I got facts behind it. In 2017, Golden State won 67 games. Yes, their playoff record in 2018 was historic, one of the greatest of all time. We know that. I can see the rift in their regular season wins year by year. They won 58 games in 2018, and then the year which the straw eventually broke the camel's back, they won 57. So they were coasting on their roster and couldn't optimize what they had. They couldn't optimize their chemistry. That's the main difference. The Lakers, the Showtime Lakers, had the greatest leader that optimized their chemistry. He maxed out. Magic Johnson contributed to the maxing out of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Let's not forget that after Oscar Robertson retired and before Magic Johnson was drafted, Kareem won most of his MVPs. He got some scoring titles. He got block titles. He was still a dominant player, but he was not winning titles. He was not making the finals. So, Curry, while he is a great leader, he's a great leader in his own right. He has some leadership flaws. For one, letting that happen, that was the worst thing that happened to his career, letting KD go. If KD was still on the Warriors after 2019 and they let Draymond go, hypothetically, Steph Curry would probably already be a 5-time champion with a couple finals MVPs up to this point, maybe 2. So that was his chance to pass Magic, keeping KD, not letting him walk. But, you know, it's a whole media thing now. This game's so media based, bro. Like, now I ain't gonna just put the Warriors disbanding it on the media, because again, there was a lot of shit that happened. The shit that happened with Draymond and KD in that Clipper game. Then what Bob Myers said after they won the first championship, jokingly, but he was drunk. He drunkenly said some honest shit, like how he really felt. Like how he was saying, like, oh, Curry is homegrown. We gonna give him the extension first or some shit like that. Then motherfuckers like, oh, that shit, it was a joke. But motherfuckers like, wow, like you really said that. That was one of the dumbest things you said. And let's not forget that in 2019, that was KD's contract year. They would have to pay him. So they had to make a decision. Are we going to keep KD or are we going to keep Draymond? And look at the decision they made. They don't even have Klay Thompson no more. So it's basically Steph and Draymond, the good cop and the bad cop, left for the Warriors. So that's all I have to say in this video, man. Let me know what you think. Can Curry realistically surpass Magic Johnson? And if so, let me know how. But first, hit that like button, comment at the beginning, middle, and ending of the video, share for others to see, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop. And I am